I can't. I don't know what I would, really and truthfully, this is the thing that they need to do, but they can't do this on an individual basis. I know that because they can't have enough money. South Louisiana's in worse shape than I am, okay? And like I said, our water looks pretty good right here, There was some stuff that got in here that shouldn't have been able to get in here because of our state and their leaders, and I like our governor, but I think that our governor and I think Gene Taylor have made some mistakes. They knew this oil was coming. We have barrier islands here. They act like a natural boom. They had enough time to where they could have put booms depending on weather, because the weather's a big factor on a boom. It can't capture it if it's 10-foot seas. But there should have been no oil get in this sound. They should have had skimmer boats available and ready, vacuum boats available and ready after 50 or 60 days into this thing, that when this oil got close, before it got into our inshore waters, they should have been able to stop it at the islands. And I don't think you had to be a rocket scientist to do that. They just were not prepared, and I don't know why they weren't prepared. They're building skimmers now. Well, who needs them now? They should have had those built in the past. So that all depends on what this oil does to our marine life. The ideal situation is whatever I did in business last year. BP ought to look at my 07, 08, 09 taxes and look at what I've done this year and say, okay, Mr. DiNero, this is where you're at. This is where you need to be at. We're not going to give you an increase of business, but we're going to keep you at the same level of business that you did last year. Here's you a check. That's what needs to be done. Then what I do with that check is my business. I'm not going anywhere. I can't run away on what money they're going to give me and live the rest of my life happily. So I'm going to be back in business because this is what I do. At the same token, this is either going to keep me open or keep me in business, because really and truthfully, there's only one way I can stay here right now, is that I have a super August. And when I say a super August, I mean a great August. And I have a good September and a little bit of October. And then I close up November, December, January, and February. Lock the doors. Have nobody here. I do sell some bait in the winter, but I will not be able to, I won't have the money to keep the place open. I'll have the money, hopefully, to pay the rent, but I won't have the money to do anything else with it, and that's the sad part. Give me the hurricane, I'm all right. I didn't get any insurance. I didn't get FEMA, but I went back to work. People wanted to go fishing, and they could fish. We don't know how long people are going to get to fish. They're starting to open this up for catch and release. Well, you haven't seen any people knocking the door down today to buy bait to go out there and catch them and throw them back. Okay? So, I mean, they say within the next 10 days they're going to open up some more areas, and they may open it up to keep or catch and fillet instead of catch and release. And that's got to help me. But with the tropical depressions and this and that, which we do not need any of these things at all, even close to us right now, and it's super hot, which is not good for us, okay? If there was a big type of push on that, he could conceivably get that oil up in these marshes and stuff where our shrimp breed. That will take me out. So, I mean, that's not a good scenario, and I'm pretty optimistic about things, and I try not to be pessimistic about it. And I really think that we can make it through this if we get some help. And no, I do not want to go make an SBA loan to borrow money because they can give me a better interest rate, because I can't pay a loan back because I don't have any business. And it's not Kenny's fault. And it's not your fault. And it's not anybody else's fault but BP's. So they are responsible. Okay? Now, I don't know how much more responsibility they're going to take. I hear that they sold some assets the last few days. Stockholders are stockholders. Somebody's wanting money. This could conceivably, really, they could do like a lot of other people have done in the past and just say, to heck with this, we're not going to pay you any more money. And shut the shop down. And whether it would be Texaco Mobil or Exxon Mobil or whoever it is takes these guys over, well, that limits their liabilities because they've already put their money away, So that's not good for me. At the same token, I don't think the fairy godmother's going to bring me any cash either, So I just don't know. I can't answer. I really don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. There's been several people say, well, you need to diversify. And I mean, I've got a waterfront business. I could put in a bar. I could do a couple other things like that, but then if there's a lot of oil and stuff, people don't want to come to the water. So that's not a selling feature, you know. I guess I could put some cricket and worms in, but I'm really not a cricket and worm type of bait shop for freshwater fishing, you know. But that's not going to pay the bills either, you know. So I just don't know.